Buddy, Tiny here, Super Nash over there. We are going to go live we're live on Facebook and YouTube. Another Tuesday, another awesome Tuesday night, 8:30. We'll be here for most, unless we're someplace else. But if I'm in the area, we're here, right?
That's right.
So I'm dropping that. Oh, nope, that should come up a little bit. There we go. I got Super Nash there.
No, Super Nash is here.
No, I got everything. Now I got to check the YouTube feed without knocking anything over. This should be a blast. I'm looking forward to this one. This bottle has been open. I opened it as soon as I got back. And we'll go into why I opened it. I got to put this over for Super Nash over here. All right. Let's check the YouTube.
Yeah, I'm thanking John for my bottle.
That is not, yes, John and Tiny.
Oh, yeah, and Tiny.
Tiny did give up his bottle that John got him.
Yeah.
All right, here we are.
No, I was going straight to the source. I was cutting out the middleman.
John and Tiny. All right, there we go. That's working. All right. Welcome. There we go. It looks like I might have to just get you. I don't think I got you in enough with that. All right. Go.
If I knew I was going to be getting this bottle, I wouldn't have drank so much up there. Scotchy Bourbon.
Yeah, you were drinking it, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
All right. Let me just bring this up a bit. That should have done it. Let me make sure, because we're checking out. There's the adjustment. All right, there we go. Now I can see a Super Nash. Hey, Thomas Anderson, thanks for watching tonight. Welcome everybody to the Scotchy Bourbon Boys podcast of Star Hill Farm Wheat Whiskey. We monitor comments. Let us know where you're from and what you're sipping on.
And if you got any questions that we can answer, shoot those on across on the message board.
You can say that, but I was voice texting the message. All right, so there we go. Anybody? Yes, we are monitoring comments on YouTube and Facebook. So anybody who wants to, there you go. I've got that right there.
John said he's going to be tasting right alongside of us tonight.
That's excellent. Well, we're ready. So let me give a shout out to our sponsors. We'll start off with Middle West Spirits in Columbus, Ohio. Ryan Lang is in the process of getting a 72,000 square foot distilling campus ready for us. He still has the service bar and his tasting room at the original craft distillery where you can purchase bottles, but he's in 48 states. The Miquelon, and I never say it right. I don't know if it's Michelon or Miquelon, but I think it's Miquelon. Middle West Spirits, their cask strength. They have the straight wheat whiskey cask strength. They have the wheated 4-grain bourbon, and then they also have their pumpernickel rye cask strength. Check it out. It's on shelves. Fantastic whiskey there. The best part of Middle West Spirits as a sponsor, and all of our sponsors, we liked their whiskey first, and then they became sponsors, and it's fantastic. So check out in Columbus, Ohio, Middle West Spirits, and on your shelf at your favorite liquor store. Then we've got Whiskey Thief Distilling Company that me and Super Nash will vouch 100%. that their Frankfurt and their newly opened Louisville, New Lou area tasting room is a fantastic experience. I mean, Super Nash, it's so awesome when you go there, right?
Absolutely.
You get
What a great experience. You get to see from 5 different barrels. Yep, 5 different barrels, taste them. And then if you like them, then you can actually bottle your own and take home with you. And I believe it's 375 milliliter and 750 milliliter bottles.
Yeah, and yes, and Greg Schneider says hi, howdy, Mr. Schneider. Thanks for joining us tonight. That's he got in here without me even giving him an invite. You know, Greg, that we're going to be here most Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30. There's no doubt. But you know, Middle West, what Walter Zausch is doing there, he's assembled seriously one of the best tasting crews in anywhere. When you go there, it's such a friendly experience. And then when you're out at the farm, you're talking about live music, you're talking about fire pits, you're talking about tailgate toss or cornhole, and you're talking about a food truck, you're talking about smoked old fashions out of a barrel, cigars. I mean, great experience. You got to check it out. Whiskey Thief Distilling Company in Frankfurt and Louisville. And then we also have the Spirit of French Lick. Contact me if you're interested. This is Alan Bishop's. This is his baby for a long time as far as being the master distiller and producing the whiskey. He's moved on to the old homestead, but his whiskey still exists there, and it's not going to exist there forever. So you got to get down to the Spirit of French Lick. Tell them the Scotchy Bourbon Boys sent you, and pick up their anywhere, their William Dalton, their Lee Sinclair, their Lillian Sinclair, their which Charles, I want to say Ballard, and their Solomon Scott Rye, all creations that are sitting in the barrel, just getting older and better. Check it out, the Spirit of French Lick in French Lick, Indiana. Tell them the Scotchy Bourbon Boys sent you. And then also Alan Bishop. He is at Old Homestead. He's being, as far as the master distiller, producing so many different things. If you get a chance, stop by and say hi to him. Tell him also the Scotchy Bourbon is at Patoka Lake in Indiana. It's basically, if you're leaving from Louisville, you're going to pass the Old Homestead before you get to French Lick. But remember, Alan Bishop, he is one of our sponsors, and he does 2 separate podcasts, social media things. One is One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute, and that is a what would you say, moonshiners or commercial distillers place to go for questions and open dialogue about distilling. And then also he has If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything, which is a fantastic podcast where you take the best of both spirits, the spirits world and the spirits industry, and you mash them together and get some of the coolest stories ever. Some of them don't, it's just the people in the industry and what happens to them in the spirit industry. And then some of them are combined, where you got the spirits industry and the spiritual world happening at maybe a distillery or two. So you got to check out If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. All right. That gets us. Are you ready to get going, Super Nash? Are we ready?
Absolutely.
All right. 10-year single. Let's see who we got. Ultrafire, who says he's on a Henry McKenna 10-year. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, that's some good distillate right there. One of the first 10-year-old whiskeys bourbons that I was drinking.
Yeah, and then you got Thomas Anderson. Good to see him. A big fan of ours, and he's saying he's sipping on a couple different 100 proof bottles tonight. We've got Walker. Cheers, Walker. John Ritt is here, and Jamie Jacobs, and
Randy
Randy Ford. And Greg Schneider, you got to say, we can't
Absolutely.
forget there. And howdy, everybody. And we're going to get this ball rolling, right? Let's get it going.
That's right.
Star Hills Farms. Star Hills Farms. Star Hill Farms. Let's get it going. All right. You're going to get a brief ad, and then you're going to hear the music, and we'll get going.
Drinking bourbon, sipping on some scotch. We get a little wild with a short from the march. We love what we do, we're drinking every bird and look, and let's all sunshine, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, raising from hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, we're here to have fun, we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun.
All right. Welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Tiny here. And let's get Super Nash in. I got to do it. All right. I don't know. It's like, for whatever reason, maybe they can help us out on Facebook. Does it actually pause when we do that? Because mine is paused. I got to see if I can refresh it up. I'm trying to. Let's no, yeah. It's just locked up. And is yours locked up on Facebook when you're looking?
No.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna try. Should I just reload it? I don't know if that would be the one. Would that be?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, here we go. We're just gonna
mistake, mate.
Well, didn't pause. John said it didn't pause. Mine's just sitting here paused, and it must be just something. All right, and then let's just click on this. All right, let's see if it'll update into it. Oh my God.
Oh, it's going.
Yeah, I know, but mine's not. It won't even go into. Isn't this fun? All right, it's just technical difficulties, and then I can't even get into the. Let's just reload. I'm just going to reload that baby and see what happens. All right, there we go. Star Hill. Yep, there it is.
Just reload.
Yeah, of course. Of course, it comes back full. There we go. Full. Which got. All right, everybody, welcome to the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. There we go. I can see everything going on now. I'm no longer paused. Super Nash is here tonight. Super Nash, yes. Woo!
In the house. Woo-hoo.
Tiny, myself, I am here like always. I would say that tonight's kind of a continuation of last Thursday, where we did our cellar age blind, where 2024 took home the trophy.
Well,
Rock,
that was an exciting podcast.
I didn't think 2024 was going to take home the trophy.
I didn't either, but
It took and 2025 took home the trophy for Roxy, but I was excited because not only do I have one more bottle of 2024 that I'm working on, but I got another whole 2024. So that's really excited. What I wanted to do is talk about www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Check us out. We've got not Crystal Glens, but we got Glen Cairns, and we've got Scotchy Bourbon Boys t-shirts. If you want to get it done quicker, contact me directly, and I'll get those out to you. No problem. It's Jeffrey Mueller on YouTube or Facebook. Just leave a message in the comment, and I'll get back to you. Also, remember, we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and today, officially, TikTok. We did our first ever TikTok post for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. It's something that we're going to work on. Knobs is going to be loading up. I gave him all the information, and he's going to be doing some shorts and he's going to run the TikTok and Instagram, and I'm going to run the Facebook and the YouTube. And that does leave X, maybe Super Nash. We give you X. There you go. All right. So, but also we're on Apple, iHeart, and also Spotify, or anything else, or anywhere else you can listen. We're pretty much there. So no matter whether you watch us or you listen to us, make sure that you leave us good feedback, and then subscribe, or even now become a member. We could appreciate any membership that's going on. So, and then, comment and like and do all that stuff. We are starting to grow. We're getting to the point where we're ready to go to that next level. I'm not quite ready there myself, because that next level is a full-time job, but we've got it ready to go. And I'm super excited about what's been going on. We had our single most, I don't know why, but on my birthday was on Sunday, September 21st. We average on the podcast itself between 1,200 to 2,000 downloads a month as far as the newer content. But on Sunday, for some reason, in one day, there were 2,387 downloads, which is equal to over 2 months worth of downloads in one day. I don't know what happened, but it was an exciting day. I didn't even check that day because it was my birthday and I was so busy that day. But all of a sudden on Monday, I look and I'm like, what is that? I don't know. I don't even know how that's possible. If someone wants to enlighten me, that would be great. But that's neither here nor there. We're ready to go. So one of the things that I wanted to start off with talking with you, Super Nash, about Maker's Mark. I think it was initially we didn't have any direct contacts into it, but our wives and ourselves love the experience of Maker's Mark, because when you go to Maker's,
beautiful grounds and great experience every time you go there.
Yeah, you get to dip your own wax. I mean, last year on the holiday tour, we actually dipped on the actual wax line.
On the actual bottling line, yeah.
Yeah, well, not on the line in the gift shop, which is cool in itself. But we were able to dip our bottles right there. That was fantastic. So our experiences have always been not as, what would you say, we weren't completely involved with the distiller, Rob Samuel, Bill Samuel Jr., Amanda, and I'm pretty sure that's her name. Allison. No, I believe it. Okay. Anyways, we weren't. So then last year, not this past Kentucky Bourbon Festival, we were at the Icon dinner, where Bill Samuels Jr. and Rob Samuel was there, and I got to talk to Rob for a couple minutes, and he said, come down, meet me. So we set something up for March, and we came down. Now, Rob wasn't able to do it, and we were able to do the podcast with, hey, Walker, you can help me out with her name. So we had her on the podcast. Super Nash, let's see if Walker's going to come through with me. It would be nice. I hope I'm right. But anyways, we did the podcast there. Allison was our connection to the handler for the people. Amanda Humphrey, thank you, Walker, thank you so much. I was right, it was Amanda. And but see, with everybody knows Tiny has problems with names, and you're talking right off the top of my head there, and I'm impressed that I have, because there's a lot of people with A names, women with A names in the industry. Ashley Barnes, Andrea Wilson, right?
Yep.
I actually said it wrong in front of Dan McKee. It's just like there's so much, and then there's Allison, and there's even some people within the industry that I'm always dealing with as far as handling. But anyways, Amanda Humphreys did the podcast with us, and it was a great day. After the podcast, we got to Thief from a Barrel. We went out onto got the tour of Star Hill Farms, which was fantastic. Was able to get what was the release there, Super Nash, that we got?
Farm to table release.
Was it? It was called you know who's going to tell us which one? Which one? It was with, and then we did that podcast, and then time goes by, and we're here again for the festival, and I get a hold of Allison and everybody in OHLQ, and we get together and we do a pick. Now, anybody who's listening tonight is a bonus, because I'm doing the pre-sale. Message me on Facebook, and we're going to start working on the pre-sale of our Maker's Mark Distillery, which was the private selection, which we called Pick in the Dark, correct?
That's correct.
Do you remember the stave selections that we did when we did it?
I do not, but it's written down on the front of that bottle.
No, it's not.
It's not?
It is not.
I thought she wrote that down on there.
Nope. I remember.
I bet Walker remembers.
It was the keeper's release. So yeah, what was I think that was I think you had a total of 10, and I think we did 9 Mendiant, French Mendiant. Wasn't it that?
No.
He goes, no. Of course it wasn't.
It's not.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to come up. Here we go. We had one of the American oak. Then we had creme brulee picked in the dark. Okay, that would be cool. I don't think we put just picked in the dark.
Picked in the dark because creme brulee was.
It was not 6 Mendiant, Walker. It was not. It was 6 of the French oak. The one that would make it the most. It was 1 caramely. So it was 1,
caramely.
And then it was 2 of the
26101.
Here, I'll tell you what it was, because I just got to look at the staves right here on the side. I'll tell you. It was. All right, let's put this. I will tell you what the stave thing was. It was
two
It was-
American.
It was one baked American puree. It was two toasted French. No, it was one toasted French spice, two baked American puree, one Maker's 46, and 6 seared French cuvee. That's what it was. We if you remember, we added that one Maker's 46 at the end. Remember that? So that's what we're at.
You just said that was 11 staves.
No.
There was a 0 on one of those.
Okay, listen. I said one or two toasted French spice, one baked American puree. That's 3. One Maker's Mark 4, and 6 seared French cuvee.
Yeah,
That's what it was. So there we go. So now we got that's the stave thing. It tasted like creme brulee. Well, I'll tell you what it tastes like because right now I have it here. The nose is fantastic.
Don't you do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's finally becoming itself all in one. I just want a little taste.
I do too.
And if you're local and you want to come over and taste it before you buy it, it's right here for you guys. Oh my gosh, what did I do with it?
Use your crystal Glencairn in there.
Yeah, it's an honor. Thank you. Yep, it's clean. All right. So
I bet it's opening up real well right now.
Because now it's actually not, it's yes, it's become itself. The nose has no ethanol, a ton of caramel. Oh, that's so good.
Greg said barrel wood is amazing, isn't it? Yes, it is, Greg. It's amazing, the flavors that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nash, this went insane. That is good.
Just rub it in. Rub it in.
All right, we'll put that back up there. All right. So we do this, we set it up to do this stave private select. Absolutely. You can check it out on Facebook still. The selection happened. We're in the dark. We moved from the cellar to the lake house because the lake house, it's daylight, and that helped. No electricity. So we were really winging it. The whole place was closed. And so, but we started in the morning at 8:30. We're there. And at about 8:45, we got into the Rob Samuels, into the offices. And the offices are phenomenal. And we were able to do an interview with him. And he gave us this bottle of Star Hill Farm American wheat whiskey, along with this little paper of what they're doing. So what I wanted to do is real quick run through this pamphlet. So a whiskey in season, still Star Hill Farm, rich, buried, and crafted by land with all the tools that nature wields. Star Hill Farm whiskey celebrates those elements essential to Maker's Mark: mineral-rich limestone water, white oak, and of course, soft red winter wheat. For our 2025 inaugural release, this wheat whiskey marries 2 mash bills, one of soft red winter wheat and malted barley, and another of 100% malted wheat. Carefully aged and bottled at cask strength, this blend of 7 and 8-year-old wheat whiskey reveals nature's gifts in their truest form, offering a spectrum of soft, sweet, and complex flavors. All right, so there's that. Then Star Hill Farm, a regenerative agriculture. 1 million acres. Maker's Mark Distillery is proud to be the first distillery to achieve Regenerative Tier 3 certification. Regenerative agriculture works in harmony with nature to repair, rebuild, and restore the ecosystem. Star Hill Farm whiskey is a symbol of our commitment to this transformative power, both in the pursuit of flavor and in service to our land. It's an approach that helps heal the land, renew soil nutrients, and support biodiversity. It's proven to yield positive climate effects, cleaner waterways, and health benefits, not to mention a unique, more complex whiskey with a rich depth of flavor. Our corn and wheat farm growers have achieved Regenerative certification, but we won't stop there. We're spearheading a comprehensive regenerative agricultural research project aiming to transform 1 million acres of farmland in the next 3 years. Find out more about our pursuit of harmonious flavor at starhillfarm.com. Here we go. Okay, so that's the one, the milling, 6th floor. Okay. The coming Nature Made Whiskey in the Making, Star Hill Farm future release. The coming chapters of Star Hill Farm whiskey will be shaped by unique growing seasons and natural influences. Future releases will showcase the breadth of flavors you find when nature is the maker. Take this flavor journey with us to experience next season's whiskey. All right, so that's pretty cool, wouldn't you say, Super Nash?
Absolutely.
It was really cool to be there and have Rob tell us about how you could just sense how proud he was of this project.
Yeah.
And when we were with Amanda Humphrey, she was proud too. One of the things they have on the, as far as not just wheat and whatever, they're growing. They're starting an oak forest, which is they're planting it and they're have it right now. It's an oak sprouts. It's not, they're not trees even yet, but hopefully we can live to see it get to get some of those trees, tall enough that it looks like a forest. Yeah. And then, but they also have on site, they grow all their herbs and spices for their restaurant. They have bees all over the place that are, they're bee farming. And then truffles. There's truffles. They have one of the dogs is really good at finding truffles. So that's been pretty cool. I never knew how that was done, but we got.
They actually created like a mushroom and truffle growing area and all.
Yep.
Which we were able to check that out while we were down there.
Yep, for sure.
One of their chefs at the restaurant incorporates all of those into some of his recipes.
Yes, that is for sure.
Yeah, Greg says we'll be long dead by the time those white oak trees will be mature to harvest.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about that. I was just talking them grow so they look like trees. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Craig. Thanks for that little tidbit. Oh my God. Well, anyways, 26101, exactly it. Yeah, that was it.
All right. So you want to get into a little bit more about this Maker's Mark?
Well, we've covered a lot of Maker's Mark so far, have we not?
Star Hill Farms.
Yes. So now we're going to start so do you want to start are you going to read some or do you want me to?
Yeah, I'm going to read off the back of the bottle of this.
Should I do the intro though?
Oh, okay. We hadn't done the intro yet.
So we got anonymous on YouTube saying he'll take a Guinness and a triple shot of Jameson. I've got some Jameson if you want to come over. That's for sure. I don't think I got any Guinness right now. All right. I will do the quick thing. Old Louisville Whiskey Company. They're in Louisville, Kentucky, soon to move to Shively. Old Louisville and Amin there is producing some fantastic whiskey with barrels that Amin is like a mad scientist, obtaining barrels and aging them out and finishing them off, and then blending them, and then you can thieving them right from the barrel. Old Louisville Whiskey Company is an experience unlike any other. It's a personal, up close experience with the man who, 99% of the time you go there, you're going to get Amin. And I don't know where you can do that anywhere else in this. He's the guy. And his experience now, he does have some people working for him now, which was nice to see, because he pretty much is working his butt off for this. He doesn't release anything 7 years. They got to be 7 years or older. So that's pretty much what Amin does there at the Old Louisville Whiskey Company, and he is the sponsor of our barrel bottle breakdown. All right, you can read it now. We're barrel bottle breaking down this Star Hill Farm wheat whiskey.
American wheat whiskey.
Thank you.
All right, our inaugural release marries two all new mash bills, one of soft red winter wheat and malted barley, and another of 100% malted wheat. Carefully matured and bottled at cask strength, this whiskey reveals nature's gifts in their truest form, offering a spectrum of soft, sweet, and complex flavors. Star Hill Farm whiskey is the ultimate reconnection of whiskey maker and land. And this 2025 edition is made up of 51% soft red winter wheat, 27% malted soft red winter wheat, and 22% malted barley. It's at 114.7 proof. Are you ready to pour the pour, or have you already done it?
I have poured it. I opened this when I got back from Kentucky, which would have been I would have been back on the 9th, I think, and we are on the 20. So it's been 23. It's been for about 2 weeks. It's been open for 2 weeks.
Something that's also cool, not only is the bottle, these bottles are made from recycled glass, but these paper labels that are on here, they are made from 100% recycled materials, wheat fibers, and Maker's Mark paper waste.
Yeah, they've always put so much time and effort into their labels. This whole thing is a sustainable. It's for regenerative farming, sustainable everything. When Rob was talking, he's talking about being responsible, having a bourbon or a whiskey like this wheat whiskey that takes up so much grains that they want to eventually have all of their grains grown this way. And then also they were talking about spreading it to other distilleries to basically get everybody on board to start healing the planet. I think he said we're only 50 more seasons away from completely stripping out the nutrients out of the land. Isn't that what I think that's what he said, right? Yeah. So they don't want to do that, and they're hoping that it spreads to all industries. So that is a big responsibility, but it's really cool because when you go to Maker's Mark, the experience and the land's right there, and you can see how they can do it. They show you how they're doing it, but at the same time, this wheat whiskey is like a craft. This is done like a craft spirit, in my opinion. This is what you get usually when you're at craft distilleries, because they're using and sourcing local farmers, and a lot of times those farmers haven't that they're using for their grains have not bowed down to the big corporate, the gene, splicing and all the stuff, and they do it a little bit more, and in some place, more organically. Most of the, a lot of the, because they're not doing it on the level of Maker's Mark, Jim Beam, Heaven Hill, but the fact that Maker's Mark is taking this on, to me, is really, really kind of cool.
Yeah.
So now, most people, so wheat, as Ed Bly has explained to us many times, that wheat is a softer, not as hardy form of wheat as a rye wheat is. Okay, so opening it up and letting it breathe is very important when you buy a wheated bourbon or a wheat whiskey. And so we have. And honestly, when I first tasted the wheated, what would it be? When I first tasted this wheat whiskey, off of, it was a little bit hard. It was a little bit hot to me, when I picked it up from John and opened it up and tasted it. But as it sat, it became me and Roxy's favorite pour in the month of August. So I will say that you've got it opened a little bit longer than I do there, Super Nash, because you have that bottle. But
oh my gosh, it tastes so good.
But this bottle already, from where it was 2 weeks ago, I already can tell on the nose, it's fantastic. So are we ready to do the barrel bottle breakdown? Old Louisville Whiskey Company barrel bottle breakdown rating system?
Absolutely. On the nose and the body, you can give it a total of 4 barrel knocks. And on the taste and the finish, you can give it up to 5 barrel knocks. And if you have one exceptional category, you can get it a but-up-bump.
A but-up-up.
Exactly. That's what I said. What did you hear?
I heard I did not hear a but-up-up. Because this has to do, if anybody ever knows, you can go back and the end of season 4, Roxy and I were on vacation, and that is where the but-up-up came from. And you will understand why it's called the but-up-up, but, there you go. So
you got to go back to season 4 and check that out.
Yep.
All right.
So
let's see what this is like.
I am thinking that this smells like liquid creme brulee.
It is so caramelly and vanilla.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Also like some fresh baked bread.
Or butterscotch, liquid butterscotch. I'm just, it's just in my glass right now. Oh, it's just fantastic. I'm gonna go on the nose. It's getting
a little bit of fruit off of that too.
I'm gonna give the nose a 4 out of 4.
God, that nose. I think it's raspberry. I think I'm getting raspberry off of that.
You can roll these Glens too. I did not know that. Did you? Or this glass?
I spilled a little.
How did you see that?
I saw you lick it off your finger.
I did. Where's the straw?
I think this is one of Flex noses.
What are you going to give it?
Wow. I'm right on the edge of 3 and giving it a 4. Each time I smell it, I'm coming away with something else. I'm going to have to give it a 4.
Concur. All right. You're on the body. It's got some long legs in that glass. It stays on the edge of this glass for a long
It's
time.
very, very thick. And it's thick in the mouth too. I mean, it's coating my tongue, hitting all the sides. I mean, that's one of the thickest whiskeys that I've tasted in a while. I'm gonna have to give it a 4. My body.
Did we ever say what proof this is?
Yes, I did. It is 114.7, 114.7 proof.
Man, that's got a body of like a 130.
Doesn't it? That's what I say. It was hitting all the sides, top,
Cheeks,
roof,
stings.
and it real thick, real viscous.
Got it. And it's got a hug, but there's nothing super aggressive as far as
Mm-mm.
I will give the body a 4 also. All right, we're talking taste.
Wow. Real buttery on the palate. Silky and buttery.
What I'm getting off this right now, you're probably not, but 2 weeks open, I will tell you, I am getting straight up a caramel apple. I get caramel on the front with this appley. It's crazy.
I'm getting caramel. I'm getting raspberry. I'm getting a little bit of chocolate. I'm getting a little bit of that yeasty bread taste.
I get that,
fresh bread.
but
Mm.
let's see what this. Do they got tasting notes in here? I'll see.
What'd you give it on the body?
A 4.
And you're up on taste. Mm.
No tasting notes. Was there tasting notes on it?
Nope.
All right.
Only said that offering a spectrum of soft, sweet, and complex flavors.
All right.
And also, one other thing that we didn't mention, the grains were harvested, distilled, and barreled in fall of 2016 and fall of 2017.
Yeah, 7 and 8-year-old wheat whiskey.
Yeah. Mm.
I'm gonna give the taste a 5. I like it.
I do too. I concur. There's so many flavors coming through on that. No ethanol. You're getting nothing but flavors just popping on it, and just they're continuing all the way back. What a wonderful, wonderful whiskey.
All right. So now you're the one who goes to you're the one who sets us up and goes straight to the
John's saying it's
Yes, we do.
It's buttery
chef.
due to the malt, and black or raspberry with vanilla.
That's where I got where you probably should be. You're on for finish.
Wow. This is also a great finish on it. I mean, Coach, the flavors just keep going and going. It's got a long finish to it.
That's where that's where I would get the black raspberry. It goes from apple to a blackberry, and it almost has a floral finish to me right now. Which, if I remember what you're doing,
I'm getting that floral as a just sort of smack the air over
Yep.
my tongue.
like the menthol floral.
Yeah, and it's getting that little bit of floral on the finish. I'm gonna have to go 5 on the finish too.
He goes 5.
I mean, it's everything you would want.
Up until that last,
100% proof.
up until
For
that,
the flavors, all the flavors to come through like it does, and then the nice hug on the end, and then it's just long lasting. I mean, I'm still getting those flavors.
there's the apple, there's the blackberry.
I get that little bit of apple right up on the tip, right when I first taste it.
Well, I get a lot of caramel
that
on the
hardness.
tip, but then as you start to go across the back part of the tip, that's when the apple. It tastes like a caramel apple to me. I will go.
I want to say almost like a. Have you ever had a caramel apple pie with the crumbs on top, with the like the brown sugar crumble? They sold them at Sam's Club. That's where I used to pick them up, and that's exactly what this thing tastes like.
I would say. I'm torn, but I gotta go. I think the further this goes along, I think in another 2 weeks to 3 weeks that this finish for me would be a 5, because I know I've already evolved the bottle, okay, and you've got the evolved bottle, which is freaking fantastic.
Which this has been open for quite a while, yeah.
Right, and John's like French oak apple pie. I'm not quite getting the sweetness yet off that finish. And it's a little bit, and that's not my favorite. A floral finish isn't my favorite. I think it's unique, but I am going to go with a 4 on my finish.
Yeah. John, what you're talking about? Yeah, it's a French apple pie with the caramel on top and the crumble.
Now, maybe I can.
Brown sugar crumble.
Hold on. Let's just put a little bit more in here. Like I said, I opened it.
A lot of brown sugar and caramel and
sometimes you got to open it and take a pour out, and I really didn't take a pour out. I just got it open, let the air, and then I put the cap back on. So it's still the nose is exactly.
Well, what'd you give it? Or you haven't given it yet?
All right. 5. I gave it a 4, but I just added the 5 because when this little bit out of the bottle and shaking up the bottle a little bit, poured it in there, there was the sweetness of the apple pie. Whereas before I was almost getting blackberry and a little bit of floral and a little bit of bitterness, which made me, I like everything it's doing, but it wasn't quite to the point where I really want a sweet finish when I give it a 5. So I poured that little bit, which is a little shook up now because I poured it, mixed up a little bit, and there it is. There was the sweetness.
That's what I was saying. This sweetness comes all the way through, all the way to the finish. I mean, getting that sweetness of brown sugar, the tartness
Caramel.
of apple. And you're getting the vanilla. You're getting the caramel. All of that's coming through.
This is my
And
honestly.
then after all that goes down, after it sits for a little while, then and you breathe out, then I get that little bit of floral taste.
This is going to be.
It's like
This
the
is going to.
aftermath.
This year, instead of doing our bourbon of the year, we're going to do our whiskey of the year of what we tasted. And yes, most of them are going to be bourbons, but this wheat whiskey is. I honestly think this is the best thing as far as a batch goes I've tasted this year. I loved the finished Bookers, but this has a certain aspect that's just a little bit. It's a nose to nose thing, but in the photo finish, I picked this. And cellar aged is good. There's no doubt cellar aged is good, but it's not this. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree. Yeah, it's totally different. John asked, can the charred oak create that sweetness? Actually, John, the sweetness is coming from the barrel wood itself. As it permeates into the wood, it's taking out all the wood sugars. Is where you're getting all that sweetness from.
So Big Chief says he's Scottish himself, but he likes bourbons. Maybe you could recommend something to him. He also likes scotches. Honestly, what would be over in Scotland that you'd recommend to him? I'm trying to think. I know Maker's Mark is big everywhere. Anybody goes anywhere, there's Maker's Mark, but that's neither here nor there. A recommend.
What about Michter's?
Yeah, I would say any of their toasted, any of Michter's toasted bottles, the toasted bottles, they're all fantastic, even down to the rye, but the bourbons are even more. Or the sour mash American whiskey is good too.
Yeah.
Yes, what Walker said, charring is a filter. There is no doubt charring is a filter, but it also is a flavor. There's a flavor additive. I always find it unique when you think about it. The scotches, they use used barrels. So in those barrels is in that charcoal layer is all the stuff that has the undesirables are in there already. And then when you think about it, does it when you fill that up, does it start it activates the charcoal and it starts taking it out of the scotch? You know what I mean? Or does it release some of the bourbon undesirables in there? But
that would be a good question for Greg.
Yeah, I mean, when you're reusing a barrel, is some of the undesirable stuff filtered out of the charcoal?
Is it released into the whiskey or to the scotch?
Yeah, that would definitely.
What you're trying to say, right?
Yeah. So we're at the point 18 of 8. We each gave it 18. So the Old Louisville Whiskey Company's barrel bottle breakdown of Star Hill Farm American wheat whiskey for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys is
18
out of 18.
Out of 18. Very good.
So do you have them all in a notebook?
No, I got them all stacked in my little standing file.
Well, before you come up the week before, we should do a review of them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You go through the ones that we rated. Now, I would have to say that what we rate on the podcast these days, our level of bourbon has gone off the charts. We used to not be able to get all these bottles, as you know. Now, I mean, 18s and 19s and 17.5s are common consistently on this podcast, wouldn't you say?
Anywhere from 15 to 18 is pretty common.
Right. So yeah, one of these times we got to do just the regular off the shelf. We got to do a podcast with the shelfers.
I got some tin cup down here.
Yeah, Tin Cup, Elijah Craig. You know, you've got a lot of them that are there. Jim Beam, Black Label, White Label. You've got Evan Williams. I mean, realistically, it's been a long time.
I got a bottle of Rebel 10-year down here.
Well, Rebel 10-year has been on there before. I mean, I would say.
Oh, I just have to say this.
That would be Ezra Brooks. We would do Ezra Brooks.
This is from Matt Road. That's the original.
Yeah, I've got that here. Watch this.
Yeah.
Oh, do I have it right there? I used to have it right there.
Yeah, the old Route 8, and that's the one that won the awards.
Oh my God, I have so much whiskey.
Oh, I bet that tastes so good right now.
Yeah. Anyways, we got a couple minutes.
How about some Blade and Bow?
I love Blade and Blow.
Blade and Bow.
I love that.
Yeah.
I never got my cup yet. I don't believe I got to do it because the keys, you gave me the whole key thing. I just never did it.
Oh, really?
You know, I might have, then again, I might have done it. And that just means my cup's sitting there. It's been a while.
Yeah, I know my cup's sitting there.
It's Stitzelweller. Did it sell?
I don't know whether we need to find out about that.
Yeah. There's so much stuff going on.
Because I don't want them throwing my cup away. I worked hard to get all those keys. I would like to have it. I'd like to go pick it up and have it here.
Yeah, for sure. We need to go down there when. So, just everybody know, to continue this, our Christmas party is, I want to say, December 12th. It's that
13th.
Friday, December
12th.
12th.
Yeah, Friday the 12th.
And then we will be going to Maker's Mark on Saturday, December 13th, and we will be taking the ambassador, me, Super Nash, and Roxy, and if other people are coming to the Christmas party,
Mrs. Super Nash
and Mrs. Super Nash, we will be taking the ambassador tour because I will put it in for 4, and
we're all ambassadors. So.
My ambassador barrel is ready, and I'm going to buy as many bottles as I can. But also, everybody know that our private select pick, which will be ready sometime, I will say January, because it's got to go 90 days from September 4th, October, November, December, you know, and then they've got to get it ready, dump it, bottle it, and ship it. So I'm thinking sometime in January, but I will be taking pre-orders. The price is I want to say 96, it's $89.99, so $96. And you'll be able to pay on Venmo. I will be putting it into the Scotchy Bourbon Boys Maker's Mark Private Select up there. Or if you can if you want and you're not part of that group, contact me on Facebook, Jeffrey Mueller, and I will make you a part of that group so that you can that group, the Crystal Glencairn Club gets first shot. There will be no limits on the bottles, so however many you want, that'll be available. So I'm going to put that into the Crystal Glencairn Club for those people with Crystal Glencairns. You'll have first dibs, and then it will go into the barrel picking group. But if you're listening tonight and you're interested, let me know how many bottles you are. I will send that and put you on the list already. We've got, let's see, we had, okay, thanks for going over there, Walker, over to YouTube and checking it out. But make sure, one, got to be in the United States. So, and this pick, we will be, once everybody's from the barrel picking club has ordered, and the people letting me know that they want me to go, they want bottles, and then also the Crystal Glencairn Club, we will then put it out to the Scotchy Bourbon Boys group general, and then after that it'll go out to anybody who wants it. But I'm telling you, this pick right here was picked by us. By us. We did not mail this stave profile in. I'm so excited to, once this hits, to be able to do that. We did it with the Meadows restaurant in Springfield. So we will be having a pickup in that area for everybody in the Columbus area to come get their bottles and meet the Scotchy Bourbon Boys at the Meadows. And then we will bring it up and we will be having a pickup from the Scotchy Bourbon Boys studio here in Canton, Ohio. And then also, if you're in Kentucky, we will definitely plan on a pickup in the Kentucky area. So we are able to get it to other people. Our picks have gone as far as Alaska. So
and as far south as Florida, because my nephew is taking home a bottle.
Yes, we've had it in Florida. Where else? Actually,
South Carolina.
It's gone out to California. It's gone to New York, Indiana, Kentucky, Illinois. I mean, we've had it in a lot. Let's get it out to Colorado, Montana. Let's get it into Arizona, right? Let's get it. Let's get it out to the people.
I'd be glad. Anybody in Colorado, I would be glad to hand mule that myself. Just contact us.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Well, that gets us to I think we're right at the point where we should be. Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic podcast, Super Nash. Everybody on YouTube and Facebook, stick around. I'll send out Facebook, and we're going to talk a little bit with the panel and then call it a night. I mean, I want to be out of here about 10, about 10, but let's get everything set up so I can. I had it all ready before. And let's see. Of course, it's completely there. It is. It's there. All right. It's like I think I might
actually, Randy. If you go back to our Halloween podcast of about 2, maybe 3 years ago, me and Tiny did Jim Beam's Devil's Cut.
Yes, we did. Was it me or you who carved the Devil's Cut part? I think I carved the pumpkin for Devil's Cut.
Yeah.
You can actually see the logo carved in.
Yep.
Yeah, who knows? We're coming up on the Halloween podcast. We should, you know what? Now that you say that we're not in October, but let's really do the Halloween podcast production up this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I will definitely be dressing up again this year.
The one thing that I missed
You
out
gotta
at
tune in to see what character Super Nash
did
becomes.
Lux Row have released Blood Oath at the festival at all?
No,
Was it at
they did not.
Was it at the distillery?
I don't know because we didn't go by there, and I didn't hear anybody. I think they had pre-released it before the festival.
Yeah, they had released it, but still,
Yeah.
usually they usually have some for everybody who comes through. And and you know what? That's John Rumpy. We should really make an effort to get him on the podcast in the next coming, because
he said he definitely wanted to be.
And then and then also we've got to get I think when we go down on that Saturday,
Matter of fact, you did Devil's Cut and I did Blood Oath on the pumpkin.
Is Michter's open on Sunday?
Maybe the Fort Nelson is.
Yeah, because let's let Dan know that we'll go there that Sunday.
Absolutely. See if he's available.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
Yeah, we'll meet up with him, and yeah, that'd be cool.
It's hard to keep me away from Kentucky. It just is.
I know.
I'm just drawn. I want to go there. I mean, I was in Covington this past weekend. Got to say hi to Brad Bonds at Revival with Randy Prassy. We got to do that. That was fantastic. Go ahead, Super Nash. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say that it's getting so hard to stay away because they all treat us like family now, and I think we kind of are, and they're our family.
Yeah, at one point we might all have to end up there.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
And Google says Michter's is open 1 to 7. That's right. They don't open up till 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Well, and then you'll have what we'll do is we'll go there, see if we could do something, and well, if Dan wants to, if he can do that Sunday, maybe he wants.
Well, he wants to
meet us a little bit.
You know, he said we'll go by there, you know, maybe have a few drinks and stuff, and then we'll go out to dinner.
On Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. Or we'll do an early dinner.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Fantastic podcast.
We're not cutting out until Monday. We're not driving home till Monday. Just like y'all.
I don't know if I'm driving home on Monday. I might be driving home on Sunday. We're still
told me Monday. So
I am out. My vacation days are gone. So I probably can swing it.
Okay, we're not going to talk about this anymore on the air. Let's rock and roll.
All right, everybody. Remember, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. He's Super Nash. I'm Tiny.
He's Tiny.
And remember, good bourbon equals good times and good friends. Make sure you don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly. And live your life uncut and unfiltered.
That's
and right. Here we go.
Sipping on a bar, we left to spend time with our crew. Listen along and find out how that can be you. Spending time with the boys, you don't want to miss us. It's just twice a week. Whether it's Ohio, Kentucky, Milwaukee, or South Carolina, you listen along, let's have a good time. We make sure to leave the bad times behind. Bourbon is the blood that makes a lifelong bond with our friends and neighbors, even some across the pond. I can't wait until the next time we meet. because I'm always looking for the next bourbon.
Yes, please. I'm having meat. Took it away to another whiskey bar. It won't be too far. Remember, Scotchy Bourbon Boys. All right, everybody.
Another great podcast.
I could just turn that down a little bit. All right. So what I will do is right now for YouTube and Facebook, we're going to go a little bit more on YouTube. You're about to get no, not YouTube, on Facebook. You're about to get the invite to join us live. Copy invitation. I will pop it up there on Facebook in the what the heck just happened? Texts. All right. I'll text it to Super Nash. Nope. I'm going to put it in the comments. And anybody who wants to join us, feel free to join us. There it is. Let's see. Did it go? Did it go? There it is. So join us if you're there in the Facebook chat. Check out the chat if you're on Facebook. All right. Right, you see me when I'm talking, right, Nash? You see me in a split screen?
Yeah.
Let's see about this. While we wait for everybody, we can listen to this.
Make sure to leave the bad times behind you. Bourbon is the blood that makes a lifelong bond with our friends, our neighbors, even some across the pond. I can't wait until the next time we meet.
What's up, John?
Looking for the next bourbon. Yes, please.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, man. Away to another whiskey where it'll be. It won't be too far. With friends and family close, we will never be alone. Remember, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys.
Bourbon bottles, rockets. Gotta add that one in July, Nats.
Bourbon bottles and rockets.
There it is.
How was your school day?
It's been a interesting start to the year, but here we are.
Here we are.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Building that episode. We got a couple people on YouTube. Well, this is pretty cool. This is what I got for my birthday.
What's that?
This watch
Oh, cool, man.
made with bourbon staves. It's
that's
like
cool.
recovered bourbon oak.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
It's got, I mean, it's pretty cool. It just needs, I just need to put a couple links in, and it's running and everything. Then when I was with Randy, I didn't get a coin, but he made sure. Yeah, I see your Maker's Mark hat. You see mine? I'm not wearing.
I'm wearing the same shirt as you.
Who's wearing the same shirt?
I
Hey,
am.
Greg. Oh, I get to see that. Yeah.
Hey, Greg. Hey, guys.
Yeah. Good to see you, my friend.
Likewise, man. How you guys do?
Awesome.
Good.
We're
Better all the time. Yeah, seriously. Martin, you responded, but you guys come down this way. You know, don't get a hotel. I got plenty of room. If I'm here or not, you can still use the house because it doesn't get used enough. So
I hear you, brother.
seriously.
Hey, we're definitely coming down on Saturday, December 13th.
Okay. Be around, but not. The house is yours. Don't worry about it. Seriously.
Mrs. Super Nash is coming down, and
Yeah.
yeah,
What-
you're gonna fly up with me to Ohio for the Christmas party and all, and then we're driving down. We're gonna spend a couple of days down there.
Well, the Christmas parties. Oh wait, no, that was just another party, November 15th.
Right.
No,
Okay.
November.
That's the Crystal Glen party.
Yeah, that's it. I'm doing a tasting of my best whiskeys. I think I put it out there. I'm going to taste the Knob Creek 21. I put it out there. But that is for the club because there's certain people who join the club. And part of being in the club is I do a tasting of the high-end whiskeys I have so I can get rid of them to make room for other stuff. So whoever comes to that is going to.
Damn, I hate that problem. God,
Terrible problem.
Yeah.
Whoever comes to the Crystal Glen tasting will leave with probably, if you don't mind having a 7/8 open bottle, I'm going to be giving away a certain amount of the collection to make room for other parts of the collection because it's just right now. It's now the locker's full in the back room. The shelves are full in the front room. The fireplace mantle's full. There's no place left. So it's either rent a storage facility, but I don't even want to do that. So
You gotta get one of those pods thing and throw it in your driveway.
yeah, fair enough.
I mean, it's
Don't-
crazy.
Don't put whiskey in the corner. Hey, Jeff. There you go.
Oh, you got one too?
That's what she gave me for my birthday last year.
That is
Oh, nice.
super.
Yeah.
I was super happy, and then I saw Randy we went to the Cubs and the Reds with Randy and Kate and me and Roxy, and he got me one of the pens from the festival. Do you have one of those, right, Randy?
Yeah.
But
Yes.
the design on the pen is a still, a column still design. So they're limited edition, but I don't know what limited edition means when it comes to a festival, right?
It means 800 in that case because it was to all the VIPs.
I think I got 99.
You probably did 1,000 of them.
I'll tell you what he did because it says it right here. Where's
On
that?
your pen?
It's on the box. But there should be a light right here. I don't know what I did with my light. Did I put it over here? No. And there's
The answer to a question that Randy had asked me offline is that because this is not a military but a whiskey related cover. He was asking me a question. The
Well-
same reason Tiny wears a hat.
Yeah,
Just-
I was raised that gentlemen don't wear a hat.
Well, on a podcast we do.
Jeff does all the time.
yeah.
Well, like I said,
That's fine.
I mean, have you seen his hairdo? I'd wear
if I had their hairdos, I would too.
it.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I do. The only time I wear one in the house is if I'm having to answer the door and I haven't taken a shower yet. When my hair looks horrible, I'll throw a hat up just to answer the door.
You did
The
that at
other
my
reason-
place. when you
Even
came
if
up
I-
to Chicago.
Even if
That's
I
a-
was taught that you don't wear a hat in the house, once it became my house, I might not wear a hat in somebody else's house that doesn't want you to wear a hat. I do what I want, and that's just kind of how it is.
House
But the
rules.
other thing is times have changed and so have etiquette.
Well, there's an old movie called Smokey and the Bandit. Remember Burt Reynolds?
Yep.
Sally-
I do.
Yep.
Seen it 50
Yeah.
times.
And he always wore his cowboy hat. She asked him, says, "You ever take that hat off?" And he said, "For only one."
Yeah. Yeah. And it's in a private space.
No,
Yeah.
no, for only one thing, to hang on the door of the room that he's in.
Yep. Yep. That's about covers it.
With company.
Randy, also, this is themed.
When we were at the Pendennis Club, there are some pictures of me without my hat because when we were in the Pendennis Club, we were asked to take our hats off.
Yeah, I did notice you took it off there. Thank you.
Well, of course wherever I am, I'm respectful to their rules. I mean, if they want to look at whatever they had to look at, that's their problem.
Hey, not
Yeah,
all
they
of us
make
can
that
have
perfect.
perfect.
Have
No,
clothes
they have
and
perfect
underwear in
head.
it too, shit.
You know, if we all had perfect heads like yours, we wouldn't have to, we'd wear hats.
Just so you know, my head is not perfect. I remember my wife telling me that I would make a bad bald guy because it's shaped like an egg.
Hey, Greg, just a quick question is, when's hunting season starting up there?
Well, bow season already started in Kentucky. It started the
Yeah.
first Saturday in September.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just started, bow season just started here in South Carolina too.
Yeah,
Muzzleloader will start
Yeah.
about another week and a half.
mid-October. So yeah.
Okay.
What about turkey season, Greg? Because I apologize again. I missed it last year.
That's in April.
Well, there's a fall one too.
There is, and
For
then
about a day or two.
October in Kentucky, there's like a week in late October and a week in late December. All that. I mean, the flock, the population of the flock is down in Kentucky, and the Fish and Wildlife people are seriously considering going from 2 birds in the spring down to 1 bird in the spring, and changing the fall too, which they really need to. We've had
if they got to regenerate it.
some things that hit the flock pretty hard, so they need to adjust accordingly. So yeah.
Was that part of the bird flu, Greg? Maybe that got them?
Part of it was actually, you know, they talk about killed so many chickens.
Yeah.
And so many farmers, especially in Western Kentucky, they use chicken shit to fertilize their crops.
There you go.
And that's exactly what carried that disease into the turkey flock. They get out and start picking around that chicken shit for bugs and, you know, whatever. And a lot of them picked it up. They got, I mean, you should see some of the growths on some of the dead turkeys they picked up. And that's
a shame.
Quite a while. They just, the Fish and Wildlife kind of ignored it because their biggest flow of income is non-resident hunting. And they don't want to discourage non-resident hunters from coming in. And so it pisses me off. 9 years, I was on the board of directors for the Fish and Wildlife Foundation, Kentucky. And it just pisses me off the way those commissioners, it's all business. It's all money.
It is. Yeah, that sounds like it. That's corruption, man. That's not good.
Yeah.
And Greg, they let that happen further south with quail. So I'm with you on that one.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
Quail population's gone now, basically.
Yeah.
Not in Arizona, thankfully.
Oh, I love those, what they call them, California quail. Got the big old thing on the head. Yeah, they're beautiful.
Now is I'm getting 7 or 8 deer out here every other day.
Oh,
out here on the corner off the back of my deck.
Yeah.
Sherry talked me into getting a feeder because one of the does had 2 fawns here about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Said, "Oh, can't we feed them and all that?" So she's like, "Give me a bag and I'll throw it out there." So I went and got her one of the 200-pound feeders and put out there.
You're just like this. Okay.
Now they're bringing up. They're bringing up the whole family. I got like an 8-point buck that's coming up there.
Wow.
She brought back the 2 fawns the next day after I put the feeder out there. She brought back the 2 fawns plus 2 more big does, and then that 8-point buck. And
so I should ask then, Martin, is it illegal during season to shoot over a feeder?
No, not in South Carolina.
It is in Kentucky.
It is in Tennessee.
In South
It
Carolina.
is no longer illegal in Alabama. You just can't manually control it. It has to be on a timer.
Yeah, you know, and you're right, Martin. In Indiana, that's the way it's always been. You can't shoot over baited fields, but Kentucky, you can. I don't like that practice. Now,
I don't.
To that point, you plant a couple of corn plants out there and some beans or something like that, and then you can get a depredation permit because they're coming in and eating your crops, and then you can shoot them.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you can get that.
Sherry already done told me I better not be shooting none of these deer.
Yeah. Hey, honey, they're eating the bird feeder. I got to get rid of them.
She done named the deer and everything.
Honey, they're tasty.
That's because once she sinks her teeth in one of those marinated grilled deer loins.
Oh my God!
She's got to come. She's got to come to
her son and her grandson and all that. They go deer hunting out on their father's land. He's got like 100-something acres out there, and so they hunt out there. So we're getting the cube steak and all that stuff.
Yeah, as long
He loves eating. He just don't want me to eat those.
I got it. I got it. Yeah, I got them around behind my house and all around it actually. So
The other
Chicken
problem I got
cock
right
is
now
out.
is I've got a herd of freaking wild hogs on my property. And plus the lady across the street from me has 480 acres. So they're going between my property and hers. We just had a pack of dogs had pinned one of them up under our storage buildings out here, I guess about 6 weeks ago. I mean, it was just exhaustive. We had somebody come down and shoot it.
Oh, that was the story you told me, Martin. I remember that.
Yeah. But now, just yesterday morning, as I was coming out of the driveway, 7 of them come right off from behind my garage across into the pasture over there where the cows are.
they are so prolific, man. You got to get rid of them. They will destroy the property. I mean, they'll destroy the habitat for the deer and the turkey. They just tear up the ground so bad. You got to get rid of them, man. I mean, you literally have to exterminate them. Get them out of there.
Yeah, that's what I told my neighbor about it, and she's calling a guy to get him down here and see if he can't hunt a few of them and get them out of here.
Yeah, because they will. They'll just keep populating and reproducing, and I mean, you can't stay ahead of that. You just gotta.
I know.
You got to eradicate it.
And I mean, they just root up the ground so bad and all that.
Tear it up, man. They will destroy the deer and the turkey and other wildlife habitat. They totally destroy.
All right, Greg. Question. When you made your barrels for chicken cock, what was the first barreling you did in those barrels? What year was that?
It was 2020.
So, okay. So this particular one comes from, supposedly this is barreled in August 27th of 18. Is that?
So, I mean, it was barreled in August 27th. Which one is that?
This is the pick for the festival this year.
So that's not. So it was barreled, yes. So that was the first one we laid down at BBC.
So this is the first from the batch. So it's 7 years old.
That's the first one I laid down. The barrels, though, West Virginia Barrel Company wasn't running it. I was working with them, trying to get them up and running. Mm-hmm. But the first barrels that I actually selected, the logs and so forth, wasn't until 2020.
So that would only be 5 years. Yeah.
So that 2018 was the first batch of bourbon that I oversaw produced at.
Right.
I did oversee 100 barrels at, back then, it wasn't Green River then, it was O.C. Tyler. The first 100 barrels came from O.C. Tyler that oversaw.
Okay.
Because BBC, we entered into agreement with BBC in September 2017, but they said they were a year away from making any bourbon for us. So it was actually August of 2018 when we laid the first bourbon down for chicken cock.
So this is your first batch. And the reason why I got it is just because it's yours. That's it. And I will always, if it's a single barrel and it's got anything to do with what you did, I'm interested in that. So
yeah, no worries, man. No worries. It is what it is.
Is there a laser coat on here somewhere to find out when it was barreled?
It should be. If you look under the back label or the front label, either one, Randy, it's got to be real low. But man, it's laser coated. It should be laser coated. Doesn't mean it is, but it should be laser coated right close to the base of the bottle.
But you don't actually have to take up the label. Don't peel it.
It should be right at the base. It should be right between at the bottom of the embossing and the. Now, they may have. Now, having said that, they may have moved it up underneath the flat area where the back label goes. So you might have to take a light and shine it through. But typically, they had enough room right along the base, either the front or the back. They were able to squeeze it in there.
So this was barreled on 8/27/18, and it was pulled 8/23/25. So it's 7 years and 4 days old. So this is your oldest distillate that you've made, right?
Yes. That is that what the barrel pick was at the Bourbon Festival this year?
Yeah, that was
Yes, sir.
I was like, I saw that and I knew it wasn't the barrels that you handpicked the staves, but I'm like,
It give me pretty good juice.
oh, pretty good. Are you kidding me?
I hadn't opened mine.
Oh my God. The caramel on it is so rich. It's just like, I just can't, I will still be looking for when they do a pick of 2020 and it's 8 years in 2 years or what, you know what I mean? Those
Yeah.
are the things.
Side note to that, Jeff, is those barrels were made at Kelvin Cooperage. Kevin McLaughlin, who owned the company at the time, was still alive. He died of pancreatic cancer. Good guy, good friend of mine. And so the first 2 runs, I guess, well, until we bought them in 2020, in 18 and 19, we made them there. And part of the agreement was I go and oversee the process. And I was so pissed because they had no control over the process. They'd start toasting the barrels and they'd catch on fire. And so it was all over the map. And I had a pretty heavy disagreement with Kevin and the young man who was running his operation at the time, because his comment was, it doesn't matter because, you know, the grain's all different in the barrels anyway. And I thought, you son of a bitch. No, why did I give you a barrel specification and paying extra money for it? You know, anyway, his comment just pissed me off. So anyhow,
Considering you ran the barrel cooperage for, oh my God, for Brown and Foreman for 8 years. I mean, I don't know what to tell that guy. In your presence, should have freaking known better. The fact he didn't, but
he didn't know what he was doing.
Too young.
But regardless, it doesn't matter. The barrels, I think they did their job. I think the whiskey, the distillate was outstanding. So yeah,
you got good distillate, and like you said, I mean, it's not like other places are picking, and and it's just, I get it.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's really good. I mean, your stuff. It's one of the things, knowing distillers, for instance. The stuff that's coming out of French Lick, now that Alan's been gone almost, it'll be a year and a half now, but his stuff is just keeping aging, and the more in the barrel, if the longer in the barrel, there's a certain sweet spot, and you're at 7 years, and I think your stuff 7 to 9 years will be fantastic straight across the board. And then when you start to get to 10, you got to have somebody who understands barrel maturation, that they pick the right barrels to start going 10, 11, and 12 years old. But the sweet spot is right where it's at right now, right?
You got to be careful because, God bless Jimmy Russell. Jimmy would always tell people, 8 to 10 years was always, the sweet spot. Well, typically it may be true, but it all depends on what kind of warehouse it was stored in, where in the warehouse it was stored in. I mean, there's so many variables that can impact that. Well, it's like, you remember the 15-year-old that I did with Dick Cock?
Yeah.
I found, I think it was 10 barrels, and they were all on the first floor. 15 years old. Now, typically 15-year-old would be extremely heavy on the oak. But the fact they were on the first floor of the warehouse, I mean, it was phenomenal. I mean, the flavors were just spectacular.
I agree with that, considering I drank 2 bottles of that and a third at your tasting.
Yeah, it's easy to make a broad comment like that. Oh no, I only like 8 to 10-year-old bourbons. Well, there's so many variables that can impact that. So I'm careful about narrowing down.
Just think what this. So when we went out in 2019 to our first Kentucky Bourbon Festival, there was a drought conditions in Kentucky where when you were driving around, all the streams and all the runoff was just bone dry, and everything was burned out. All the and they were like, at our Airbnb, they're like, don't no fires, because there was a fire watch for that. And then between now and then, there wasn't anything like that. You'd go down there and the streams would be full, and there, and we saw flooding even. But this past little drought that Indiana, Ohio, and everybody's been getting, it's been that's got to be unique for the aging of the whiskey, right? When you get a drought like this, just the heat.
The heat is primarily. I don't know how many days we've had over 90. I remember, they said last year, 2024, was the hottest summer recorded in Kentucky. Now, I remember in 2022, we had 80 days that the temperatures exceeded 90 degrees in Kentucky. And that's a lot. This year, I don't know, it's probably been 50, 60. But still, it's been, we've had some hot summers. And that's awesome for aged bourbon. I mean, it's getting those molecules just popping and flying around. The air inside that barrel is expanding, and it's pushing that whiskey deep into the wood, man. I mean, it's just driving it. So, that's what you want for great maturation. You got to have that hot summer.
Have you ever seen it come out of the barrel? Like actually penetrate all the way through the wood?
I have seen barrels when I was in Wild Turkey, kid you not, in a hot summer, up on the top floors, the sixth floor of some of those old warehouses, brick warehouses, Wild Turkey, where the barrel expanded so much, it sounded like it was raining. It was dripping out of the barrels to where it sounded like it was raining.
Unreal.
And that didn't happen
That's
often.
crazy.
I've heard it. I've literally heard it, been there, seen it.
Well, that's kind of different, but at the same time, I'm sure the people who are in charge of production are kind of like, that's almost like crying. The barrels are crying because they're losing so much.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you're expecting a certain yield, and you get a surprise. Oh shit! Yeah.
Especially if it's just going to like Wild Turkey, where you're doing a standard taste profile, and people who drink it aren't like going, "Wow, this is the best batch of 101 ever." You're just losing production.
It does impact. And I think I told you probably at the tours that I gave you guys every September that I have literally seen barrels in the warehouse in the summertime, heat of the summertime, where it's expanded, and that barrel looks like the Michelin Man. It's bulging from hoop to hoop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that.
So when is a good time to dump? I mean, is it better to dump? I mean, I understand that in the industry, you have to dump based off of, like, if you're a Jim Beam, you don't get the luxury of dumping to be the most productive, right? You have to dump all the time.
That's part of the industry. You can't pick and choose. You dump when you need it to bottle. So.
Yeah.
But like, if you're a craft distillery, wouldn't it make sense to dump at the most productive times?
If depending on the size of it, Jeff, I mean, in a perfect world, if you could taste every barrel and keep notes and samples of it, and it's like the old saying, the time to dump it is the right, when it's the right time to dump
when
it.
It tastes good.
Yeah, exactly. And the proof, same thing with the proof. Every barrel's different. You can say, oh, we're going to bottle at 80 proof or 86 proof or 9 or whatever. To me, every project, every barrel dump, every batch you put together is different. So that's where you got to find that sweet spot where you keep knocking it down and the alcohol burn subsides, and man, that flavor just overtakes the profile and just gives you the full flavor that bourbon has to offer. So anyhow.
Well, Greg, I'm just honored that we got to taste through the maturation of several whiskeys with you. If I can fit this word in edgewise, honestly, looking at, I think it was either 2 and 3 year make all the way out to 5 and 6 year, vary between that actual rye whiskey as well as that rye mash bill bourbon whiskey that you had distilled. That was a flavor journey unlike anything that I've experienced up to this point.
Yeah.
And really educated me as to the possibilities of whiskey and what you could do and what was in the barrel, honestly.
Yeah, thanks, Walker. That's one thing that I always thought that when I'd have people, meet people that weren't as experienced in the industry or whatever. And that's one of the reasons I did that. Anytime I do a VIP tour tasting with for chicken cock, I want to do that progression tasting. I want you to taste it right off the still. Understand with that corn and that rye and that barley and with the yeast that you can truly flavor. And that's why I say, pour a little in your hand, rub your hands together. Mm-hmm. Once that alcohol dissipates, man, those odors really, and you do the same thing with aged whiskey. But then you taste it after 6 months or a year, taste it after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and understand the progression and the transformation that takes place within that barrel and the magic that takes place. I mean, through the esterification and transesterification of oxygen getting in that barrel, being a catalyst to get ethanol vapors to combine with acid vapors, create flavors, destroy flavors. Transesterification is where additional alcohol vapors or molecules are combining with other existing ester vapors and molecules, and it's just a transformation of flavors, destroying of flavors, recreation of flavors, and it's an interesting process. And to really sit down and say, okay, I can do this and this, I don't think that that's possible. Now, one of the things that is possible is what Maker's Mark's doing. You guys touched on is create so many more flavors with the wood, and different woods out of different barrels, whether they're finishing barrels or different wood. I mean, it's phenomenal what you can do nowadays.
Well, and credit to them, they are custom choosing some of those staves. Maybe not the barrels, but at least the staves. Sorry, Tom, I interrupted.
No, the staves. That's exactly what they're doing. Is that they're putting inserts, toasted inserts in those barrels, and they worked really closely with Independent Stave. Andrew Webrink. Andrew's the director of research for Independent Stave Company. And he's the one I co-taught a class at Moonshine University for about 5 years. And I finally said, I'm done with this. I'm moving on. It was like 2 classes a year we teach, but Andrew taught majority of the class, and he really get into chemistry and some of the research they did with birch and hickory and maple and cherry and all these different species of woods, and soaking the same whiskey in those toasted pieces of wood. And it was cool. I mean, you taste all that. I mean, just a wide variety of flavors. It was pretty phenomenal. And Andrew's a pretty sharp guy. Thank the world of them. And they've done a lot of neat stuff with makers.
Well, the cool thing is when we did the private selection, they had the whiskey that was in, they were able to proportionately try and tell you based off the staves you were picking, because they'd put 2 shots if you had 2 they had the right proportion of the whiskey based off the stave. So if you were putting 2 staves in, it tasted like this. If you're putting 3 of this, so when you were doing it, they were doing the batch and you got to taste it. That's what I left right here. I left with this. But that doesn't mean jack, because they're basically going to take Maker's Mark at 6-7 years, and for the next 3 months they're dropping those staves into another barrel with the inserts and everything, and it's good. And then they put it in down the cellar, so you're not getting a ton of the new barrel. There is no
new barrel. There are new staves inserted into the old barrel. Sorry,
but not the original old barrel, because they've made a.
Oh yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir, it is. They take the head off and they put it right back.
Yeah.
Actually,
the barrel, Walker, I will totally disagree with you. All 3 of the barrels we had to choose from, which had nothing to do with it, were all empty. They make a maker's batch. They dump all the barrels. They make a maker's batch. We pick a barrel, and they take that batch and they dump that back into the maker's barrel, and then drop the staves in. It's not
I disagree.
So it's put in the same barrel.
That barrel that we signed was a full barrel.
It was not.
Yes, it was.
It was not.
I moved. Already full. You can ask Amanda. That barrel that we signed in the rick house we pick from full barrels.
I did not pick
They-
from a
they
full
take
barrel.
They take the head off of that barrel.
Yeah.
Because it's already, and then they insert the staves in that barrel.
Okay.
Yeah, Super Nash.
That was a fully mature barrel that we picked from.
They either do it that way, Super Nash, or they tank it and then they still put it back in the same barrel after they've got your stave combination on a string.
So
Yeah.
typically what happens is they have to take the whiskey out of that barrel. Once you start taking it out and trying to get the head out, it's going to lose
Yeah.
all the whiskey. You don't want to lose the whiskey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take the whiskey out of the barrel. Then
Take
they'll
it.
loosen up the hoops on the top half. They'll pop the head out. Then they have, it's like a plastic or silicone ring, and they have inserts, these toasted staves that
Yep.
length of the barrel, and they send
It's
them
a string.
through the head,
The
Then
10, yeah.
head back in, put the hoops back on, put the whiskey back in, and let it finish with all those flavors of toasted various
Yeah,
pieces.
Okay.
Nash, that barrel was empty. I moved it.
That's fine, Tiny. They've tanked it.
Okay.
They've tanked it.
Don't say, hey, don't talk about tanking. The Packers already did that.
They're not aging it further until the staves are in.
Okay. I agree.
They didn't take our barrel, Walker.
Okay, all right, Super Nash. I'm not going to disagree. I'm just explaining it the way it was explained to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That the whiskey is removed and the whiskey is put back.
Okay, but at the
Yeah.
same time, that barrel, it has a flavor that they're pulling it out and then they're putting it back in, and those staves aren't exactly the same staves that we were tasting. So this is going to be a little bit more unique, and I'm hoping that we go off the charts as far as the taste. So I'm going to make sure I have a little bit of this to compare it to.
The staves are as close as they can. I'm not going to totally disagree.
Yeah.
The staves are as close as they can. They are
Right.
manufactured to that specification of the pure profile that they gave us. You saw the staves. They
Put it
passed
this
around
way.
the staves.
I don't
but-
believe what you use manufactured.
like
This is
Greg can tell you every piece of wood is different.
yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Every
Every
piece,
piece
of wood
of
is different.
French
even,
oak is
even
different.
those staves that they're going to put in there, they're different from like what they made the whiskey that we were tasting that they made that bottle from. All right, so those staves that they're putting in there are completely different from that. So
Truth is, they're not staves. They're barrel inserts.
yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
do not make up the side of the barrel. They do not contain
Yeah, not staves.
Because they put them as staves in the barrel, they would leak. So
Yeah.
It's almost like chunks.
yeah,
It's almost like chunks that you
Yeah.
would put in a smoker,
no, you-
but they're using to age.
Not chunks. They're a little bit more straight. They're not curved
Yes.
like the whatever, and they got to fit. I've seen them. They fit them right in there.
wood that have been toasted of different species that they put on a retaining ring and they send it down through the head and it goes the whole length of the barrel. And again, they're toasted. They're really cooked basically to create a recipe to get the flavors that they're talking about. And again, Independent Stave has done a phenomenal job for that. So.
And you, Greg, you can attest to this, but like every piece of wood, depending on how they toast it and stuff like that, it has got different amounts of wood sugars and all in it.
Incredible difference in flavors.
Yeah.
Well,
And I should mention this, Tiny. I mentioned this earlier. 4 of the 5 are French oak. Only one of them is an American oak that they use. Even the 46 is a custom created French oak, according to the information.
So that's Maker's 46. That's what it is. It's French oak slab that they toasted and inserted inside the barrel.
yeah,
Okay.
Where they came up in 46.
and 6 of them, I think 6 of them were the French oak. No, they
we
were
did 6 cuvee.
what? We did 6
We
cuvee.
did 6 cuvee.
Okay. Yeah.
So when you say cuvee, do they come from a cuvee barrel or
Wood.
Ooh.
All right, here we go.
That's tough to answer. I don't know how they do it, Greg, but they label it as French cuvee. That is what I know. I don't know.
We did 6 seared French cuvee staves, and they are new French oak. All of it, all the staves are new, not used. So they didn't come from the barrel.
I don't know what cuvee is. And cuvee to me is a style of wine.
It is. It's a wine style.
Yeah,
but
that must be.
I think it's I think it's a wood that the wine is barreled in.
No, seared French cuvee. So it's probably. Oh no, it's definitely a wood because this process that they do here was deemed not finishing. It was deemed to still be bourbon. So there's no way there's cuvee wine in the French oak. It's just
still oak. The bourbon says it has to be matured in charred oak barrel. Doesn't say what kind of oak, just says charred oak barrel. Yes.
right. Yeah. And it can't be something. It can't be used.
Well, I'm not familiar with cuvee because I know French oak. You got François, you got Nevers, you got Allier. I mean, there's regions of France where French oak comes from. That's usually Quercus petraea. You go throughout Europe, and there's a what is it? Quercus. Shit. It's a different subspecies than the French oak. But anyhow, I'm not familiar with cuvee. I'm gonna have to research that one. That's interesting.
Yeah, there's the baked American puree, the seared French cuvee, the Maker's Mark 46, which is the regular French oak, like you said, and then there's a roasted French mendiant and a toasted French spice. So those are the different ones that they drop in. So pretty cool.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. I'm excited. Once we get this,
I am too.
It's something that.
Let me share something with you guys when you're done with this line of discussion.
Hey, I'm gonna have to drop out here, guys.
Well, why don't you listen for about 4 seconds while I share this?
I will do it.
Thanks. Thursday, I'm picking up a 19-year-old.
That's nice. What's her name?
Old Carter.
I was thinking
Old Carter.
A
19-year-old Old Carter.
From where?
From
Vietnam.
I mean, I'm not gonna pick. I'm buying it Thursday. I'll pick it up whenever I get up there. But I've decided that's gonna be my bottle of bourbon at the Christmas party.
Oh my gosh!
I love you.
Was that worth staying to hear?
You're awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Are you picking that up from the club?
I'm a member of the club. Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta get the membership in. Actually, finally, I've got the whole thing set up. But what was the name of the guy that was when we were on our bus tour? Brian. Was that it?
Yeah.
Was that Brian?
That's not what he goes by.
All right, I got to call Brian and get that set up. Christy,
he goes by his last name, which starts with a B also. Booth. I think it's Booth.
Okay.
Brian Booth.
Oh, Brian Booth.
I told you.
Brian
Booth. Brian Booth.
He was the general manager at the party. Oh shit! What was the bourbon store that got in trouble?
Justin's House of Bourbon. He worked. I mean, Mark Carter is associated with Justin's House of Bourbon. Obviously,
they're right next door.
But
Mark read my mind.
So Brian's working with
he's managing it.
Brian's working with the Old Carter.
I thought, good guy.
Oh yeah, super nice.
So my whole point is, if you could get that done tomorrow, you could possibly be in on the drop on Thursday, but that would you'd have to hustle. You'd have to send your application in tonight.
My application is in, Randy. I just have to pay the money.
Okay, well, it takes him a couple of days to get it done after that, because I paid the money. I paid the money with my application. I just gave him my credit card when I did the application.
Also, perfect. Greg, have you been to Whiskey Thief yet?
I have not. No.
We gotta go because I don't know what Hunter did there because he's gone, but their ryes are unfreaking believable. I
That's
actually tasted through. Go ahead.
At least working there now, right?
Yeah,
Lisa
Lisa
wrote-
wrote
yes.
the Wickers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And along with I believe Kelly Tennille, who she's doing some gin and bourbon. That pot still is making some really good bourbons and ryes. I mean, their ryes, I don't know how they did it, but I tasted through 10 barrels. One was a rye and 9 of them were bourbons. And the bourbons were anywhere between 6 and 7 years old. And there's a weeded one, there was high rye, all the different mash bills. And all of a sudden I got to the rye and I didn't realize I was tasting the rye, and it blew away the bourbons. The caramel on it was whatever. And then I realized it was a 95.5 rye 7-year-old. And whatever they did, they made like some of these extreme rye. I mean, obviously the barrels affecting the flavor, but the spice of the rye or the mintiness or the dill was completely gone, and it was like drinking a really, really good barrel strength bourbon.
So they're located in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. Right?
Actually,
But
Frankfurt.
They also have something in Louisville. What are you doing on October the 2nd, Greg?
I'm getting ready to go on a cruise leaving October the 4th. So
Yeah.
don't know that I'll be available.
Well, that night they're having a concert there, and I've got 2 tickets to it, and it's just me at this point.
Okay.
Is
If you
October
wanted
the
to go.
2nd? Is that
That's in Louisville.
is that you're going to the one in Louisville is that the Thursday?
That's the Thursday, yes.
I think their concert. Are you sure it's in Louisville? Because
I won't swear to that. I'll have to look.
no,
and see.
it's they have whiskey festival at. We're trying to get down there. Chris and me and Roxy are trying to be down there Thursday night, and it's actually in Frankfurt. They kick off.
The one I'm going to costs $150.
Yeah, that's the one.
Right?
Is that the one?
Yeah.
Bourbon on the Banks is that weekend.
Yes,
Right.
and that's the kickoff on that Thursday.
Yeah, I was supposed to work there for Four Branches, but my kids and my whole family and that Susan,
Walker, you put that up earlier.
Yeah, Greg, you need to go on a cruise instead of doing another whiskey festival.
Good call. I'm doing that. Thank you.
There you go,
I
brother.
thought it was
Enjoy that cruise.
That's why I was
Where y'all
offering,
cruising to?
because I figured it was close.
Caribbean. We're going to Puerto Rico, St. Martin, and then also St. Nick's and Nevis.
Is Susan
Awesome.
going?
Yeah, y'all enjoy, brother.
Man, that's
all
going
my
to be
brothers, I
fantastic.
gotta get out of here.
All right.
All right, Martin.
I know.
Good night, y'all. Love y'all.
Love you, man.
Love you, man.
All right.
Y'all take care.
All right, you too, brother.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
So you're pretty sure that thing is going to be on in Frankfurt then?
Yeah, it's Frankfurt. It's they
Okay.
do whiskey festival. They
Well, I'm gonna
they
get a
kick.
hotel. I got to change my hotel then.
Well, I mean, I would double check. I don't think,
I will.
but they basically 100% have a big thing at the farm to kick
Okay.
off. That's been the thing for the last 5 or 6 years.
Okay. Walker, you've been holding that up for an hour. What's up with
You're
it?
right, because I've been trying to say something about it. I'm going to pour some for Tiny. I was trying to say something while Martin was still on, but I couldn't quite fit it in. So this is a 2020 bottle called SE4 PR5.
Right.
I'm going to pour what I have left for Tiny because I think he's going to like it. For you, I think I'm going to have an additional bottle in addition to what I was already going to bring you. This is a By Vets 4 Vets Delta, and it has a bittersweet chocolate